Getting a new puppy can be one of the most exciting and rewarding things you'll ever do, but it's so important that you've done your research and know exactly what to expect. In this video, we'll take a look at some of the costs involving in owning a Maltese to give you a more clear idea and to make sure you're not left counting the pennies. Welcome back to the Fenrir Maltese show. If this is your first time here, my name's Charlie and I'm a certified canine leader here at FenrirCanineLeaders.com. Everything we do here is dedicated to helping you find the perfect breed for you and then helping you become a high-level canine leader who can raise the perfect canine companion. If that sounds like you, then make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to make sure you never miss another upload. From the start of 2020 through to 2021, the world's been hit with the coronavirus. This virus has had big impacts globally. It's seen countries put into lockdown and people staying in their homes to keep each other safe. The coronavirus has even affected the canine world. The prices of puppies have become extortionate and almost tripled during this time. This is because the demand for new puppies have grown due to people being at home more during lockdown. People have had more free time to devote to training and socialisation. The demand for dogs has significantly increased, therefore the cost of puppies has sadly increased too. It's important that when you're looking to buy a Maltese puppy, you know how much money you should be spending. So into today's video, we're going to talk about the price range you should anticipate when getting a new puppy. It's always important that before buying any puppy, you check that they've come from a proper background of healthy dogs, that their parents are healthy, and that you're not buying from a puppy mill. A reputable breeder will charge you a fair price and won't be looking to rip you off. You should look to spend around £2,000 to £2,500 or $600 to $2,400 in the US to ensure you get a healthy, well-bred Maltese puppy. Currently, the UK's top breeders for Malteses are charging around £2,500 for a high-end show and working line, so any breeders charging more than this, in my opinion, are charging more than they should. Unfortunately, during COVID-19, some breeders have been charging anywhere up to £3,000 to £5,000 or $3,000 to $5,000. It's important that you pay the right price for your puppy, so wait until you find one that's the correct price range, has been bred from a healthy parent, and ensure your puppy comes microchipped with its first vaccinations complete and any paperwork it may be registered with by the Kennel Club. Good breeders will also usually gift you a bag of food that the puppies have been eating and a blanket that has the mother's smell on it to help the puppy settle quicker into its new forever home. It's also worth considering the option of rehoming. Unfortunately, each year thousands of dogs are placed into rescue shelters because their previous owners have not fully considered the implications of what owning a dog requires. They soon find they can't cope with the breed they've chosen for multiple reasons, be that the cost of looking after one, the temperament, training requirements, or they just don't have the time to dedicate to them. It certainly is worth considering looking at dogs in rescue shelters. This will save you money on the cost of a new puppy, but more importantly, give one of these beautiful puppies a second chance at a forever home. Now let's look into the cost of feeding your new Maltese puppy. It's completely your decision on what you want to feed your new puppy. It's generally a good idea to keep them on the same food that your breeder's been feeding the litter for the first few months or so. If you do want to change the food to a different type or different brand after the first few months, you should do this change slowly. If you're feeding a dry food, mix a small amount into their usual food, and over the next couple of weeks you can slowly increase the amount of the new food until you've eventually phased out the old food. The price of dry food depends on what type of kibble you feed your puppy. Cheaper dry kibble tends to be full of cereals and grains, and they don't actually have much meat. The meat that has been added will be of poorer quality. These cheaper brands of dog food offer less nutritional value. When looking for a good quality dog kibble, you should start by looking at the first few ingredients in the lists. The first ingredients listed should always be a meat or fish product to be a high percentage of the overall ingredients. If the first few ingredients listed on the dog food is a cereal or grain, then this dog food will probably not be a high quality one. Dogs only need around 5% of fibre or fat in their daily diet, and most of a canine's nutrition should come from animal-based products. Plant proteins aren't complete and can be harder for your dog to digest. The average cost of a bag of high quality dog food costs around £12 to £15 for a 2 kilogram bag, or $18 to $20 for a 4.5 pound bag. However, it does work out to buy the bags larger as it works out cheaper. Another food alternative and one of the best ways to feed your puppy is by choosing a raw diet. You can buy readily made raw options from most pet stores, or you can choose to do a DIY raw diet. Feeding a raw diet will be more expensive. However, when you feed a raw diet, you'll know exactly what your puppy's eating. The cost of feeding your Maltese a raw diet will depend on the brand you choose to use. If you choose to feed a ready-made raw diet or a DIY raw diet, the meat your puppy likes, and how much your Maltese actually eats. Some dogs may not like certain meats, and many dogs are actually allergic to chicken, so this may lead you to feeding a different meat, which could cost more or less. There are plenty of other costs when you're getting a new Maltese. You'll need to buy things like crates, beds, toys and treats treats ready for your new Maltese puppy. So let's look at an approximate cost breakdown for the items you'll need. Vaccinations. Your Maltese puppy should have had their first vaccination at around 6 to 8 weeks before you pick them up. They should have their second set of vaccinations 2 weeks after. The cost of these vaccinations will differ where you live and will cost around £30 to £60 or $75 to $100. Yearly vaccination boosters. This will be required yearly to keep your dog up to date with their vaccinations. If you've chosen to insure your dog, your insurance could become invalid if you've not kept up to date with your canine's yearly booster. You can find out the costs of the yearly boosters by consulting with your veterinary practice, as costs vary between practices in different areas. Food and water bowls. You'll need both a food and water bowl for your puppy that will be easy to clean. You can get stainless steel sets that come with both a food and a water bowl for around £10 or $15. Dog beds. It's a good idea to invest in a good quality dog bed that can't be ripped apart easily. Depending on the type and quality of dog bed that you'd like, they can cost anywhere between £30 to £100 or $40 to $100. Crates. It's important that you select the right size crate for your Maltese. They should have enough room to be able to go in, turn around and lie down comfortably in their crate. Make sure your crate's not too big or too small. For a good quality crate, it'll cost around £40 to £150 or $50 to $150. It's also a good idea to invest in a crate cover to make your Maltese's space private. Collars and leads. It's important that you invest in a good quality strong collar and lead that your puppy won't slip out of. You should spend around £25 or $35 for a collar and lead that will grow in size with your puppy. Worming and fleeing. You should look to deworm your Maltese every 3 months or every month if they tend to eat things off the floor during walks. Worming tablets will cost around £5 or $12 and fleeing should be done monthly. This will cost around £8 or $30. You should also buy your Maltese treats and toys too. The cost of treats and toys completely depend on the brands you buy, how much you buy and how quickly your Maltese gets through them. Personally, I feed my dog natural treats like furry rabbit ears as they're natural dewormers and long-lasting things like tracheas, yakkers and antlers. However, it is personal preference. Some people might not want to feed natural treats and other treats are still fine to feed. I also choose long-lasting toys that won't be destroyed instantly and puzzle toys that will mentally stimulate and entertain them. Other costs to be aware of include if you choose to have a dog walker, using a boarding kennel when you go on holiday, or if you choose to send your Maltese to puppy training classes. Also, the cost of neutering if you choose to neuter your Maltese. It's also strongly advised that you should get your Maltese insured to cover health issues like heart disease and luxating patella. You can choose the level of cover and protection you require. Personally, I would recommend getting your dog insured as the cost of it will give you peace of mind about the rising vet costs if your canine ever needed life-saving treatment. Any dog that you choose will always cost you money. It's completely up to you how much you choose to spend. There are good ranges of products that suit most budgets, but like anything, you'll usually pay more for a better quality. It's extremely important that you do your research before getting any puppy, and having a realistic idea of the cost is essential. Too many dogs are abandoned or put into shelters through no fault of their own because their owners have not thoroughly researched the costs involved and find they can't afford to look after them properly. Overall, your Maltese will certainly be a worthwhile investment. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If so, make sure you hit that like button and get involved down in the comments section below. And don't forget, if you are new here, to make sure you subscribe. We have 3 dedicated Maltese videos coming here every single week, so I can't wait to talk to you again on the next episode of the Fenrir Maltese Show.